So just wanted to jump on it and talk through my current training block. So today's session's my accessory or my lighter day for my deadlift and assault running goals. So I got in the gym. First of all, first thing I've got to do every time is to try and get warm and sweaty. It just helps, makes my muscles feel pliable. So 400 meter run, one sled push, so 20 meter sled push. Did 3 rounds of that. And then I got into some deficit lunges. People always ask me, Connor, do you stretch much? And it's like, no, I don't really. I just try and pick movements that stretch me whilst I move. So I like stuff like these deficit lunges. Then I go into some wide stance, just plate deadlifts, trying to stretch my groin out. These are actually really good. So just take your feet a little bit wider each set. By the time you finish, your groin feel nice and warm. And then I did some core activation work. So these are elevated bird dogs. These are a good movement as well. Once I got this done, I got into some sled pushes. After each sled push, I did a 30-second max effort assault run, with the goal being between 2:45, 2:30 pace, because that's the goal that I'm aiming to hold for my 2-minute max effort in 8 weeks' time. After each set, I rested 90 seconds, then just went back in. The weights on the sled, I went one set at 140, one set at 170, 200, and then another set at 200. I don't have a clue how heavy the sled is, so if you know, please drop a comment on the video and I'll be forever grateful. You'll notice that during a lot of this session, the weights and the strength work or the eccentric work is always massively submaximal. A lot of my training is centered around my ability to recover, and if I don't feel like I'm recovering, I'll adjust the program to follow so that I can still get in the gym 5-6 times a week, because I love going to the gym. And the moment I don't feel like I'm recovering, I'll adjust stuff to follow. So because I'm doing deadlifts 1 day a week heavy, and they have such impact on your recovery because obviously they're so challenging, I'm gonna make sure everything else is relatively easy. Okay, so most of the stuff that I do today is massively submaximal, but my conditioning doesn't need to be. My conditioning, I can still push myself pretty hard. That's how I get that same buzz out of each training session, is I can push my conditioning, because conditioning cardio work is a lot easier to recover from. You don't have that same eccentric or that load through your muscles. It's a lot easier to recover. I find that I can recover pretty well from conditioning work, especially if I use the ergs and body weight movements rather than weighted movements. So then I went into some deficit weighted lunges, 3 sets of 20 with 2 20-kilo dumbbells. And then I went into some pause squats. Now, because I'm doing a lot more running, my ankles are feeling a little bit stiff, so I've tried to just incorporate these once or twice a week, just to get a bit of a stretch through my ankles and my hips. The plan was to use these as a little bit, again, of a warm-up for some Kang squats, but those lunges absolutely lit up my adductors. So I sacked them off. I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to walk tomorrow if I do the Kang squats as well. So I'll incorporate them next week. I'll just not bother this week. So yeah, worked up to 140 just for a steady double. Again, just focusing on form, controlling it a little bit on the way down. I guess there's a little bit of an eccentric tempo on the way down, but not really. Nice pause at the bottom, and then just 2 steady reps. Again, effort-wise, probably a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It wasn't too crazy. No belt, no sleeves, nothing like that. Then I got into a 10-minute EMOM of 75 double unders on the first minute and 20 cal row on the second minute. I just went for 10 minutes. The plan was I tried to pick numbers on the double unders that made it a little bit harder. So I'd normally probably go 50 or 60 if I was doing an EMOM, but that would be for a 20-minute EMOM. So I thought, if I'm going to go 10 minutes, I'll try at 75 and see how that goes. And yeah, I got it done. It wasn't too bad actually. I probably could have gone for a bit longer, which was which was good. And then to finish off the session, got into some hamstring curls, or cramp curls I'll call them, because every time I do them I get cramp. I just change the tempo about as I'm doing them and change my feet position. So some reps I'll do a little bit faster, some reps I'll do a little bit slower with a pause. I don't really follow like a strict bodybuilding tempo for these. I'm not trying to build massive muscles. It's just a case of I'm trying to make sure that I haven't got a weak link for my deadlift, so that as it gets heavier I can still perform the reps.